On the dev side of things, this month team's been heavily focused on essentially bug fixes and stability. Pushed a round of bug fixes to GoMoi, which is a Go client.
So what started with just a simple conversation between AK and Vardhan has now become a pretty fun podcast in my opinion.
I'm here to showcase one demo of our Trust Law. Trust Law is basically an agent that we have built which uses the MOI stack to solve some major problems which agent builders are facing today.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I definitely missed you guys during our last community call, but thank you, Ashwin, for taking over. Today, you get to see both of us because he will be giving some of the updates later. As always, we are a growing community and your input matters to us. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today on this Friday and hear a little bit more about what we have done this month. Today's community call centers around trust, swaps, and real use cases. So I'm very excited to have our speakers share a little bit more about this. As always, remember to stay up to date with all of our socials, our X page, our Discord, join our Discord channel if you haven't already, and keep an eye out on YouTube because this video will be posted shortly afterwards. With that, I would like to turn it over to Adi, our DevRel, to give us our monthly updates.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Adi, the DevRel at MOI. And yeah, so on the dev side of things, this month the team's been heavily focused on essentially bug fixes and stability. We pushed a round of bug fixes to GoMoi, which is a Go client. Nothing flashy, just tightening up things so that the node runs cleanly and predictably for the people who are running the infra side. And we've also essentially pushed out a new round of documentation for our RPC. And we're constantly pushing a lot of changes to our documentation, making it AI optimized. So whoever uses the documentation and goes to Claude and asks questions, it's gonna produce better results than ever. And it's the same thing with the JSMOI SDK, which is our SDK that you can use to do almost any native blockchain operation. We've pushed a round of bug fixes and stability improvements. That's pretty much the developer updates. This call is heavily going to be focused on launching our Trust Cloud demo, which Rahul will talk to you guys about in a few minutes. But that's more or less from my side. Over to you, Ashwin.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning. I hope you are doing fine. Right. So this is our little community update. As said by Adi, the main plot line is still a little bit further away, so I'm going to just skim through all of this really quickly. Right. As usual, community growth is bang on, amazing stuff right here. Right. Monkey itself has crossed over 1,000 followers and over 5 million cumulative impressions, which is crazy. That's really well done. Really great results from Monkey. We're really happy about that. If you guys don't follow Monkey on X or Instagram, I highly suggest you guys to go ahead and follow it. It's really fun. A lot of information, a lot of funny stuff, great stuff out there. Cool. And then we also have our Discord community, which has been growing tremendously. We're seeing all type of users. We got developers, we got students, we got gamers for the game nights. It's extremely fun, the game nights. I, again, highly suggest you all to join in and have some fun. It's not always supposed to be serious here and there. Just have some fun with us and just keep the community growing. Yep. And then, of course, we have YouTube with our podcasts and, of course, these community calls. It's been growing steadily as well. We are seeing a lot of views and not just, click and leave. There's actual viewer retention, which we are really happy to see. I'm really glad that all of you are actually viewing our YouTube channel, and hopefully you get good content out of it. We're working really hard on that, and some amazing stuff over there. Cool. Could you go to the next slide, please, Rita? Awesome. Arigato. Cool. And next we have my favorite, the Humanized podcast. So what started with just a simple conversation between AK and Vardhan has now become a pretty fun podcast, in my opinion. Something that you can just put in the background, and especially after episode 2 with two new additions being Rahul and Adi, which was a more of a more tech-sided podcast. I really suggest every single developer on this call right now to go ahead, keep the podcast in the background, and just listen. It is extremely informative. It's pretty here and there, a couple of laughs as well. So I highly suggest, honestly, more than this community call, that episode of the Humanize podcast gives more updates about MOI than anything else. So go ahead, watch it, find out what's new, find out how you can get into this extremely fun stuff. And episode 3 is already in the works, which is again focusing on developers, builders, contextual compute, and of course the future of Web3. I'm not going to talk more about the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves. But I believe that's about it from the community side. Again, thank you all so much for all the support, and keep it up. We're going to reach the moon for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashwin. I think, we're really on to something, and I'm very excited to see more about where this goes. I know, these podcasts are something that's supposed to be very candid, very simple, very natural, and easy for anyone to understand. So everybody definitely make sure to check it out. With that, I would like to turn it over to Rahul, as that is the main theme of today's call, and he can blow your minds and take it away. So whenever you're ready, Rahul.
Cool. I hope you guys can see my screen. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. All right. So why am I here today after a long time? I'm here to showcase one demo of our Trust Claw. Trust Claw is basically an agent that we have built, which uses the MOI stack to solve some major problems which agent builders are facing today. So I'll be primarily showcasing our Trust Claw capabilities. Not a very developer focused talk or a demo, but as an end user, how will the agents get better? How can you build trusted agents using our stack? In the next community call or in the next developer call, we'll be showcasing how exactly you can build this with our stack. So today it's more about capabilities, and the next call would be more about the development. Okay. So all of us are very much aware that agents are no more just chatbots. Like AI is not just being in no chatbot like ChatGPT or Claude. It's basically being used to build agents, which is going to automate most of our day-to-day workflows. Right. Agents are going to order on behalf of us. They pay up. They're going to make payments on behalf of us, and they can also schedule some meetings and other stuffs as well. Just some bunch of examples, but they can do many more. We know what is happening in the space right now. But one fundamental problem that I guess most of you agree here are agents are not very reliable, right? And we have seen what exactly happened with OpenClaw, right? People are going crazy. OpenClaw got access to a lot of this information. It has done some these are agents tend to do some unauthorized actions as well, which got people into troubles, right? So we have come across all these problems, and we have identified there are 3 primary reasons on why these agents are not reliable. One is the user context being fragmented across applications. So, for example, assume I want to order some food to the dinner for the dinner tonight, and I need to keep my health preferences in mind. I have some dietary restrictions. I need to put my fitness goals in mind, and I also need to schedule it appropriately so that it doesn't conflict with my community call now, right? So in order to do any workflow, in order to do some sort of action like ordering some food, you need to consider a bunch of information across different domains, right? For example, health information, fitness preferences, fitness condition, fitness goals, and your delivery address and your schedules and stuff, right? So but today, as it stands today, this data is not available in a single source. It is distributed across multiple applications, right? For example, my health data, my allergies, and the medication I'm on is in my health app, whereas my fitness goals and how many calories I can take per day is in my fitness app, right? And my calendar is being at Outlook, Gmail, all other stuff, right? So it is very clear that user context is fragmented, and for an agent to work on our behalf, it needs to understand this. It needs to get access to the user context, right? It was not a problem all these days because I was doing all these things, right? As a user, I have my health conditions or health situations in my mind, and I do have my fitness goals in my mind. So users are being the participant itself. The user itself was the orchestrator, right? Now, if agents have to do it, it needs to have complete access to user context. And this is one fundamental reason on why agents are not are acting in an unreliable fashion today. And the second important thing, though you give the access to the data. I'm sure there are a bunch of solutions in the market which have cracked this. I mean, not really cracked this, but they have something called memory. They have like context memory. They give a lot of information to the agent. Still, that's a very tedious task because information is not available in a single source. Even though you manage to get it in a single source, the problem is, how do you know that agent is really is doing what it is intended to do? We have seen this with OpenClaw, right? How people are gone crazy with this OpenClaw, and how many vulnerabilities that it has opened up, how many wallets got drained because of OpenClaw, right? So today there's no clear way to distinguish boundaries for these agents, right? And how to delegate authority to agent in such a fashion that it doesn't misuse it, right? That's the second fundamental problem with agents, and that's the reason why they're not being reliable. And the third thing is, okay, somehow I can control the agent, but how do I know it has really done the right job, right? So how do I, for example, how do I know that it has referred to the right set of restaurants available in the locality, right? How do I verify that they have really done the right thing, right? So the third important aspect is verifiability. So that's the thing. And the final important missing piece is basically, which I couldn't write it here, but the missing piece is agent itself having existence. How do you identify the agent? How do you associate reputation towards the agent, right? Today, I mean, there are other protocols which have been doing this. They are giving identity to protocols, identity to agents, right? Like you can always assign a wallet address to your agent, but that's not enough, because agent should also have individual existence beyond just an address, right? So we humans have existence beyond our names, right? The same thing with agents, so that you can build better workflows, you can fine tune your agents better. So these are the major drawbacks that we have seen today in the market, which makes agents unreliable, right? And that's the reason why a simple workflow like ordering food also breaks today, right? So yeah, now how do we solve this, right? And how does our stack helps to how is our stack helping agent builders to solve these problems, right? So as all of you are aware, how did we solve this? Because we introduced a new fundamental computational primitive called participant into computation. And I don't want to get too deep into this. I'm sure you have heard this from our team multiple times across multiple community calls, so I'll quickly skip this. And how we have done this is context superstate. I'm sure most of our existing audience are already aware of this, so I'll skip this as well. Now I'm going to show you very clearly how we're going to solve, how our stack will help developers solve all these three problems, or what capabilities does it provide for developers. One is unified context, second one is delegated authority, and third one is assets, and how all these actions are verifiable, right? So I'll quickly share my screen. We have put a dashboard for our developers. We call this as agents.MOI.Technology. So first of all, what it does is basically, think like it's an explorer for agents which are registered on our protocol. So currently we have one agent which we call it as TrustClaw. As it stands today, it has capabilities to support order food for you, and it uses Telegram. Currently it works with Telegram, but we are planning to integrate with the WhatsApp and Cloud and ChatGPT as well. So think like this, right? Now we have given an existence to this agent. Every agent has an ID. This is the ID that its agent holds, and how it operates, what does the agent does, right? So you can identify what are all agents, what are agent capabilities, what are agents. We are extending this as well. This is the first version of the dashboard or explorer for agents. So that's the first problem. We have given existence to agents. Now the second important aspect, okay. I guess this is the first time you guys are seeing our official MOI wallet. So I'm just connecting my wallet to this agent. Immediately when I've connected, right? So it has popped up a bunch of information. So it says this agent is connected. Now the platform in this Explorer is connected to the participant. This agent requires a bunch of information to automate this workflow called order food, right? Or food ordering, right? It needs your food preferences, it needs your health data, it needs your address, it needs your schedule and other stuff as well, right? And some metadata which I have done. This is the delegated authority concept, where this agent creates sessions where user gives a certain permissions for each session, and an agent can only operate within the permission that which are given to it. and I'll explain you how exactly this got built. But this data is related to agent sessions, and as I told you, the important aspect of it, everything is verifiable on chain. So these are interaction hashes. When you click on, you can just get on this interaction hash and figure out who are all the participants involved, what type of operation it has done on chain. And you can take this and go to the Explorer as well. Let me just quickly copy this and go to the Explorer. Just search for this interaction. I search for this. So it automatically shows what is happening here, who are all the participants involved, what operations were done. So everything is verifiable on chain. So what we have done now, let me just quickly summarize. We have built an Explorer. We have given a way for agents to register with the protocol, so agents have existence. And also we showcase what capabilities that this agent provide, right? So that's about giving existence to agents. That's the first problem that our stack will help you to solve. And the second important aspect of the demo, which is basically unified context. Let me show you how we work with unified context. Before that, I'm gonna give you a small intro about the agent that we are working today. This is just a demo agent that we have built, and you're open to come and build your own agents. So what we are showcasing today is basically Trust Claw, an agent built on the participant layer. There are three core features, I would say, three core characters of this agent. One, this agent is stateless. Yes, we have used OpenClaw to build this. If we have built an external module on OpenClaw, so you can take this module, integrate with your existing implement agents as well. So it is interoperable. We have open source this code. Everything is visible out on GitHub. You can go check it out. So the first thing is stateless. Second thing is permission. So the agent only acts with the permissions that which are given to the agent by the user, which are again verifiable on chain. When I say stateless, what I mean by that, the OpenClaw orchestrator, the agent that we have built, never gets access to your data. Okay, and I'll show you. Okay, if it never gets access to my data, how does it work? Right, that's a cool question, and this architecture is the answer for that question. So you have this chat apps which uses OpenClaw orchestrator to talk to the bunch of services that we have built. All of them, if you see at the fundamental layer, which is MOI, the participant layer, we have a bunch of consumer apps, right? And we have an inference service. Currently, we run Claude. It doesn't mean you need to work. It only works with Claude. It can work with any inference service. You can use your local model, which is running in your local computer as well. You have a storage service as well. You have agent register service. This is what I've showed you with the dashboard. So this is where the agents register themselves, showcase the capabilities. So this can also become like an open marketplace for agents. So if you want to go use an existing agent, this is where you find the agent. And finally, the most important part is the access control service, which will restrict the OpenClaw orchestrator on what can it access, what cannot it access, what workflows it can satisfy, and what workflows it cannot satisfy, right? So today, I'll just quickly start with the demo. First thing is unified context. So the core idea of unified context is to show how you can integrate participant layer into existing Web2 applications, so that you can maintain the holistic view of the participants on chain, so that the agents can access it and perform the workflow that it is intended to perform. So this solves the fundamental problem of the user data being fragmented across multiple applications, and agents doesn't have real-time access to that data. So let me quickly open up. We have built a bunch of demo applications. We have a health app, we have a fitness app, we have a maps app, and we have a calendar app, which feeds a certain set of data. And this data is not fully written onto public chain. Of course, this is confidential data. The data is encrypted with user keys, and the data is stored in either a database, or you can even put the encrypted data on chain. It's just that it will get a bit costly. So as it stands today, we have encrypted the data using private keys of the user, and we have written it to a storage service, and a private inference service has access to this data. So the OpenClaw orchestrator, as I told you, it just acts as a stateless orchestrator. OpenClaw service, which we have built, acts as a stateless orchestrator. It just puts a bunch of questions required to satisfy that workflow to the inference service. So let me just quickly go back. So when a user says I want to order food, what happens here is it checks with the access control service whether it has the permissions. If it doesn't have, it will ask for the permissions. If it already has the permissions, then it will put questions to the inference service, like, okay, what does Rahul like, or what health issues, or all the sort of stuff are only held in a private inference service, which OpenClaw never have direct access to, right? So this way you can keep your data private, but your agents can operate on top of them, right? That's the beauty of it. And we have a bunch of consumer apps which feed in data into the participant layer. So I'll quickly go back to my mobile. Oh, sorry, not my mobile. I'll just quickly go back to my applications which I have. This is my health app. I have a bunch of health profile data here, of course. I just put some dummy data here, right? So let me just quickly, this is our health app, and I also have some fitness app. Okay, let me just quickly do this. Let me just meal mind. Okay, so this is our nutrition tracker. I'm sure most of you people use some nutrition trackers today. So let me just go and check my meal plan. So today, if you see here, I have like 1000 calories which I have put today. I'll just change it to 100 just for this demo sake. I'll quickly immediately update this. So if you see, this is a pure Web2 application. I have not connected my wallet. I have not done anything. I've just actually I'm not using any Web3 way of logging into this. It's just Web2. I do connect my wallet and it is connected here, but it is just like any other Web2 application. So the core idea that we're trying to sell here is our stack works with both Web2, Web3, and enterprise applications. So quickly, let me just save my profile, right? And we will go to the Explorer and see what is going on here, right? So let me, my profile data is up to date. Let me just go back to the desktop. Where do I find? Okay, here, right? So now let's go back to the Agent Explorer. Let us see what is happening here. If you see, if you see here, there's just a transaction which got fired now at 8:57, which updated some category reference. It means that the user data is now the latest pointer to my data, which is basically my fitness data, my calorie data is updated in chain, so the agent can access it, right? So let me just show you that. I'll just go here. I'll just put, this is my participant ID, by the way, boys. And if you see here, it's just updated my data. What are these category references? If you see, what did I update just now? I updated my food preferences because I have some calorie restrictions, which is here. It is 8:56 p.m. April 17th, which is just today, right? So this is what we mean by unified context. So the agents, now I'll show you how agents is able to utilize this data to satisfy a particular workflow, which is basically ordering food. But the idea here to take away is that participant layer serves as this unified context layer, right? And agents can have real-time access to user data. So if user wants to change something, he can change it in his one application and everything will get reflected, right? This is not possible in any other blockchain for that matter, or any other existing stack, right? Because participant doesn't have any individual existence. Today it is only possible because MOI provides participants an individual existence. So let's go back. Okay, this is our demo. Let me quickly, can I clear the history? Yeah, I'll clear the history. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Let me just click. Okay, this is a personal assistant powered by the TrustClaw agent. I hope my screen is visible. I'll just say start the bot. He says, okay, hello, Rahul and Kala. I am TrustClaw, your AI assistant powered by MOI Network. I act on your behalf with your personal context, but only when you approve it, right? So how does it work? As I told you guys earlier, the data lives with you on MOI, not inside this bot, right? It will never access the data by default. Instead, it will request permission ask relevant questions, and then talk to a trusted service which has access to your approved private data, right? So technically it's like agent asking questions to a trusted service, right? It cannot really ever get access to your data, right? So right now, as it stands today, the personal assistant is only supports ordering some food using the health profile, address, schedule, and food preferences. So as a first step, let me connect to my wallet, and we're also teasing the MOI wallet now. I'm sure this is the first time you guys are looking into a wallet. We will launch this very soon. So I've connected my wallet. It is asking to authorize an interaction. So if you see something very important here, which I just quickly clicked on it, but I'm authorizing the agent, right? I'm authorizing the agent to connect to my MOI network so it can get access to the context super state, right? That is what it says. Hey, your wallet has been connected, and this is the agent ID, this is your ID which got connected. Now let's try something. I would say, hey, can you order some dinner? Okay, great. Now it has given me a bunch of options. Let me just push this down. Oh, it has given me a bunch of cuisines that this bot supports. Again, there is a delivery service which we have integrated. I will go with American. Okay, now what is happening here is the bot is talking to the restaurant service or the food delivery service to get a bunch of detail about this particular restaurant. One important thing, which the second capability that our stack provides, is to delegate authority, right? So it says, quick permission check. To sort this out, I need your approval to ask a very few specific questions, right? So this is where the AHA is the case. It is not asking for my data. It is just asking a bunch of questions, right? So food preferences, what I like to eat, allergies, restrictions, and delivery, where should it deliver, the address, and to coordinate the delivery timing. If you see the important bit here, I don't actually see your data. It just asks some bunch of scoped questions, and a trusted service only answers what you approve, right? So let me just go click approve, sign the transaction, give the bot permissions to create a session. And by the way, this is just a one-time operation. Every time you want to order food, it is not required. I'll show you that. It's only for the first time where you create a session for this particular agent, and you give access to it, and you can reuse the existing session. You can revoke the session as well when you feel like I don't want the agent to access this data anymore or ask any questions related to this data anymore, right? So that way we can revoke the permission, and that way we give full delegate authority to agents. So if you see the beautiful, okay, if you see it here, it tries to personalize my order with my health preferences and other stuff, and it tries to find the best option. But at the bottom it says, hey, no dish found with your profile calorie goal of 100 calories. That's exactly what we updated just now, right? Our 100 calories, it says, sorry, I cannot find anything with 100 calories. Okay, now what we do is, let's go change it in real time, right? Let me just change it to 200. Okay, and save it. Oh, sorry, let me just save the profile. Okay, again, we are saving the metadata. It has been written to a private storage encrypted with user. If you see, there's a new if you see what all the transactions which I've done, right? I created a session request, I uploaded a session for this particular agent, right? So everything that we do with this bot is verifiable. So the data has been saved, so we should be able to see. Let me, what happened? Did the data got saved? Yeah, it got saved. Oh yeah, if you see, again, there is a new IX hash, right? So in real time, the data is getting updated in the participant layer, and agents are able to access it. Let's go back and see how agent is able to access it. Yes. Can you, what did I change it to, by the way? 200. Okay, let us see if I can find a dish. Can you order some food? Okay, it has again given me the same list. Let me click on American now. Best American restaurant. It is trying to find the best American restaurant. It's saying us to hang tight. Okay, if you see here, this is what I told you earlier as well. It has found an existing session, so it is not asking you to again give permission. It says this is a session ID. It says this session, with this session I can put questions for food preferences, health, delivery, and payment. So it says I'm personalizing your order, but it says I cannot find anything with 200 calories as well. It says the range is from 380 calories to 780 calories, right? So my bad, I should have changed it to 500 calories. Let me quickly change it to 500 calories without wasting your time. Okay, done. Save profile, done. What is happening here? Okay, the profile got updated successfully. Let me just quickly show you here again. Yes, the new category reference got updated. Let us go to the bot again and say order some dinner. Okay. Again, it gave me the same list. I'll just go choose American. Now it should allow me to order some food. If I put the right, 500 calories, good. It should allow me to, yeah, again, it is reusing the existing session. It is trying to personalize my order. Again, asterisk here, it doesn't see my data. It's just putting questions to the service. So it is putting the best option together. What does it mean? The range is 380 to 750. I don't know. Oh, okay. Additionally, your low sodium dietary restrictions and mild. Okay. Now the problem is it has figured out some other restrictions. Let me just go change these restrictions. I don't know why. I have too many restrictions. That's restrictions. Okay. Or let me try ordering something else, right? Okay. Order some food. I'll not go with the American restaurant. Okay, let me just go with some Indian food now. Okay. It should find something with 500 calories. Searching on for the best Indian restaurant. Yes, it is trying to put some best options for you. Okay, it found something. Okay, I will go order some butter chicken. It found an Indian restaurant. I'll go order some butter chicken. Finally, it has ordered me put something. Now, if you see what is happening here, it is checking my schedule so the delivery doesn't clash with my meetings. Currently, I don't have any meetings. I'll just show you in my meetings app. Just go down. My calendar. This is my day book. Okay. So I don't have anything at this point. Today I just need to update API documentation, which is not important. I don't have anything clashing now. So now let me just go back. Cool. So let me just confirm the order. If you see, it has already picked up my delivery address. It is not some random address. Let me show you the delivery address that I have, right? So it is trying to pick my office address currently. So this is my office address. If you guys see here, you can deliver the time. Now the time, since the time is 9 p.m. here in India, so it has picked my office address to deliver it, right? So that's what it is. So the agent is behaving according to your data, right? Let me just confirm and place the order. Okay, cool. It has placed the order. If you don't trust it, it says just go verify on the Explorer. So let me just go back and see what the agent has done all this along, right? So it will show you all this data on what is happening here. We can go to MOI Explorer. Now currently this is deployed on our public DevNet. So if you see, there are a bunch of interactions which got generated right now with like 4 minutes, 6 minutes and stuff. If you see, all these operations are available on chain. Right, so this is what we're trying to showcase. Now let's go back. The important aspect here is, okay, it has ordered, I've given permission, I should be able to revoke it, right? Let us see here, right? So if you see, it says there's one session active with 17764 as the session ID. I can revoke it right away here, but what I want to show you is an important capability of what really participant centricity means. You don't really need to go to the agent to revoke it, right? So you can go to the dashboard and say there is an active session here which is responsible for food ordering. I will just say revoke, confirm, right? Now revoking again requires my wallet signature, so I'll go confirm. Done. Just it revokes. It is already revoked, right? Let's go back and let's go back to the mobile. Yeah. So now let's try to put sessions again. Command. Sorry, session. My bad. So it says session expired, right? Or basically it was cancelled, right? So this is what we mean to say by delegated authority. So I've shown you two important capabilities that this agent has got because it is built on the MOI stack. One, the unified context. So when you have updated some information in a Web2 application, it got immediately reflected and the agent has utilized it, go order some food on your behalf, right? So that's the beauty of it. You can play around with this. This is public. We're going to make this more public. So you guys can play around with this bot and really test how unified context helps to build trusted agents and agents which can really work on your behalf. And second thing that we have showcased today is delegated authority. So you have seen that agent cannot work if you don't give it right permissions, and agent can only work with the permission that it has intended to do. So for example, if the agent developer is malicious, or if agent is turning out to malicious, the inference service will not respond to it, because inference service can also verify what permissions has the user given for this particular agent, right? So it's a two-sided protection. We are coining this term, right? Like we're calling this as AI firewall. So you can get delegated authority and AI firewall with our stack. And I've already showed you all this stuff, and everything is verifiable on chain. One important aspect, as we have seen this already, so when you change old context, you get a different output. When you update the context, you got a new output, right? We have seen this. When we changed the calorie there, it got immediately reflected in the bot, right? The bot is not directly integrated to a Web2 service. It is just talking to the participant layer, right? So when the application is updated the state in the participant layer, agent was able to access it, and it was able to change its behavior according to the latest user context, right? So this is just not convenience, guys. It is correctness. This is which makes your agents reliable, right? And that is what MOI as a participant layer allows you to do, right? And I'll end with this. Finally, this is not just for agents, it's also for Web2 applications. Today, every Web2 application rebuilds or maintains a separate redundant user profile, right? For example, in India, we have Uber and Ola, the ride-sharing platforms. I use both, right? Both the platforms have have a profile for me, though both the services are technically, they provide the same set of services, right? So that's, businesses waste a lot of time, effort, and the resources in rebuilding the user profiles, which can be solved with our participant layer. Before participant layer, it was like this. You know how difficult it is. For example, the agent, let's take this simple example of ordering food, right? If you have to integrate this with a health app, a fitness app, a payments application, it would have been very tedious and very complicated, right? And the cost of doing that is also expensive. That's the case today, right? We know in enterprises that in any application, integration is the toughest part, right? But with participant layer, it got easy, because all the applications just talk to the participant layer, and agents also talk to the participant layer. So for developers, it becomes so easy to build business application and go to market with our stack. I'll finally conclude with this, right? We are not building an app, we are not building an agent, we are building a new layer, the participant layer, where participants have individual sovereign existence. And since they have sovereign existence, they are able to control their data, they are able to control their state, they are able to control their assets, and they are able to provide and revoke access to agents to act on their behalf, right? And this is not very easy to do in the other stack, right? So just to reiterate, when agents act, users are not in the loop, right? That's a problem with today's existing agent stack. Users are not in the loop. But with our stuff, the problem is without context, agent breaks. And we are going to introduce that, right? We're going to give participants as an existence and user context. Now the user context is the infrastructure. And as I always say, these are the capabilities that we can provide for agentic use cases. And in the next community call, we're going to show you how we make DeFi better. How do we make things better in different categories or different use cases? I hope you liked it. Signing off for now.
It was a phenomenal explanation and example and walkthrough, one that everybody can relate to on this call. It definitely made me a little bit hungry. But yeah, I think it's really interesting to see how the infrastructure really differentiates itself from all other Web3 communities out there and Web3 platforms and other L1s. So this has been very, very cool, very interesting. Looking forward to our next community call where we get to dive a little bit more into DeFi. But for our last part of today's community call, we have a special guest speaker. We have Mr. Kishore Kumar. He is currently the coordinator for the Presidency University hackathon. And for this, I would like to introduce Mr. Kishore Kumar and Adi back as they work closely together for the MOI Forge program.
Hello everyone. Thanks for providing me an opportunity, Aditya.
Absolutely. The pleasure is all ours, Kishore. To give you guys a little bit of context on what we did over the last 1 month is we essentially took MOI Forge to another level. We partnered with Presidency University, and we essentially did a hackathon with over 100 students who took part in it. 100 students testing out the new participant layer and getting their hands dirty with all things MOI. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kishore. And Kishore, just a couple of questions for you, right? The first one is, what do you think about MOI.Technology? Like, what was your experience, developing on the stack? Was it easy? What do you think about MOI in general?
In general, what I think about MOI.Technology is that it's not just focused on building applications, but more on building participatory systems. Like, what I like about this concept is it's not about theoretical. You can just see how participation connects with the real outcomes. Like, you can see how, for example, I built a project called DOA voting system, where how voting or contributions can influence decisions in a particular ecosystem. Also, like, MOI really aligns with the idea of make your internet. So, like, instead of just using the platforms built by others, we got an opportunity to actually build, to shape the parts of the particular system. So overall, I think it's about combining technical systems with the real community participation. That's what makes it different and more meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely, Kishore. That's a great answer. As Ruta always says in the community call, we are a very community driven project. So we build in public. We take inputs from the community for a lot of our decisions. And that's a really, really insightful answer. Thank you for that. The second question I had for you was, could you talk a little bit about your experience during the hackathon and how you, as well as other students, felt, during the last 1 month? How was it, the experience? How was the, connect with the team, etc.?
Sure, Atit. So coming to my hackathon experience, like, it was honestly a real valuable learning experience to me personally. Like, in the beginning, it was a bit overwhelming, the understanding the problem statement, like what people felt, what other students felt, and other students felt, and organizing their ideas, like figuring out what actually built something with, like, limited time was given to us, and people felt a difficulty in understanding the problem statement. So earlier I worked on DOA projects, especially the voting systems, which actually helped me connect with what I learned with my practical implementation earlier. So there was definitely a lot of a little bit of challenges, like structuring the Coco Lang logic properly and handling the submissions and other. And working around, like, voting and decentralized systems made me realize that it's not about the Coco Lang logic. It's about how the logic affects the real people and the communities. And the most important experience which I gained It's about actually understanding how participation and decision making comes together one on one. So I mean, MOI kind of pushes you not to just understand things, but teaches you how to contribute and how to be involved. So overall, it gave me a technical exposure and new perspective on how decentralized systems work. Like, for example, if you take Ethereum, which is system centric and like they focus on prioritizing the overall network. But MOI is basically a different concept designed for around participant context. So it gave me overall how systems work, how decentralized and communities work together.
Absolutely. Thank
What
you,
do you
Kishore.
want?
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's in common for all the MOI-Forge cohorts we've had across different universities is that everyone obviously started off with a little bit of learning curve, but then have come across to have built some amazing applications. Like for example, Sagio was initially built through a MOI-Forge cohort through Purdue, and yeah, so any developers out there who are part of universities who would like to get involved in this amazing learning experience, as Kishore just spoke about, please do reach out to me and anyone on the team. And once again, thank you so much, Kishore, for taking part in the hackathon and sharing your experience. Back to you, Ruta.
Thank you, Adi. MOI-Forge is truly a great learning experience. I think it's a system designed to help grow and help encourage people to learn. So as Adi said, all developers out there, definitely reach out. We're always looking to build with the community. That is what really differentiates us, because we want this to be a very open-ended program. But okay, with that, we are wrapping up today's community call. Here are some things that you can look forward towards our next community call. As it was previously mentioned by Ashwin, we have more game nights coming. And here, we're all about the work hard, play hard mentality, so definitely hop in. You can win some fun prizes, and you can meet some of your community members, so definitely try that. We may have some meme contests coming up, so keep an eye out for that. Podcast episode 3 is in the works, so that's all very exciting. I know, we get to have AK on these calls sometimes, but if you really want to know a little bit more about his background and his experiences and his hot takes, definitely take a look. It's very fun to, listen to them in the background while you're doing your things. So yeah, we have campus roadshows coming up from a MOI-Forge program. We have bigger guest conversations coming, and there's just so much we're always thinking and planning to do. So definitely keep up. Join us now in our community pages. I believe that QR code takes you to our link tree. We do have a link tree on our X page now, so go check that out. I know it's unfortunate that our Moinkey intern wasn't able to join us today, but hopefully he will be here for the next one. And yeah, that is all for now. We hope you stay in touch. Reach out if any of you seem interested in any of this. And when this video gets published, make sure to share this with all of those you think, want to learn a little bit more about something fundamentally different. That is all for me today, too. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. Thank you.